Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Odd One Out. Today is May 21st, 2026. It's Thursday. I've got some exciting news for somebody like me who's a total boomer with technology. As you can tell, you can see Kyle's pretty face here. I was able to figure out how to get a software. This is literally not difficult at all, but I'm a total rookie, so proud to say I'm finally going to try to move towards actually reacting to videos. That was all my intention from the beginning, and finally just got around to it. It's not hard at all. Google's your friend. But anyways, Kyle Kulinski is my hero. Secular Talk is his channel. His wife, Crystal, is great. She goes on, and you're going to hear my kitty cat, and also maybe you might hear my dog as well, who's also in this room. They do good work, he and his wife. Kyle's channel, Secular Talk, he does mostly solo. He'll every now and then throw a Crystal and Kyle episode, but mainly it's his own show. He puts out lots of videos daily. A lot of the information that I'll pass on to you guys comes from him, and it comes from some of my other sources, like the show that his wife is on, Breaking Points, which is extremely balanced. Kyle's a hardcore, unashamed lefty. Like, he is the dark woke commander, is what Hassan Piker calls him, another guy that I watch. He's my hero, like seriously. He's my soul animal, my spirit animal. I love his energy. I love that he is unashamed. He is not bought out. He's like literally as independent as it gets. He's never taken advertiser money. Never done. He's literally everything he says. It's because he thinks it, not because he was paid to say it. It's really hard to find nowadays. People like to talk about independent media. Well, it's really just online media. So much independent media is bought out by corporations, companies, by other countries even. Benny Johnson, Russia. But yeah, his channel, Hardcore Left. Hassan Piker, of course, leftist. But Breaking Point's extremely balanced. It's got one pretty solid conservative, and another one, let me just say their names. Sauger's very conservative. Emily's pretty conservative. I would say Sauger's more staunchly conservative. Crystal's a total leftist, just like Kyle is. And Ryan Grimm is a leftist too, but he co-founded Dropsite News. I feel like his style is more just give you the news. Of course, he has his own agenda too, but he's a little bit more, just like a quote-unquote news guy. He's not as much commentary as much, say, as Crystal, Kyle, or Crystal and Sauger are. But anyways, Kyle he's my guy, and today he's going to be talking about Ken Paxton, and just talk about just how awful this guy is and how Trump endorsed him. Cornyn is the senator who's currently in the Senate right now for Texas, and Trump didn't endorse him. He endorsed someone who's run up against him. Let me preface real quick by saying that, I had a buddy one time that said that he's a MAGA Republican, that he thinks that this is good versus evil. And the implication of that is that MAGA is good and the left is evil because of trans issues or abortion or what have you. You're going to see plenty of videos you already have on how I think that that's a really flawed assumption. And you're going to see that flawed assumption here within Paxton. I think this is the perfect embodiment of this is good versus evil, but it's flipped on its head of what my buddy thinks. You got James Tallarico, who is, you may have if you're a Christian, you may disagree with his stances on gay and trans issues and abortion. You're going to have those disagreements with him. Okay. Literally outside of that, he is more Christian than any other Christian politician is. He actually reflects Jesus. He actually believes in feeding the hungry, clothing the homeless, giving houses to the homeless, some kind of solution, feeding kids in school, uplifting people who are in poverty, like actual Jesus Christ-like values. Whereas the right wing is like, pick you up by your bootstraps, and totally not at all reflecting the teachings of Jesus. Jesus didn't walk around and say, pick you up by your bootstraps. He actually helped people. So I think that's the perfect embodiment here. You're going to see that Ken Paxton here, Kyle's going to break it down for you, is an evil guy. And I think it's just the perfect embodiment of the good versus evil that we are currently in. So, without any further ado, this may be choppy. I'm going to I don't know where I'm going to pause this video. I'm going to pause this video maybe every now and then offer commentary, or I may just let it fly. Who knows? It is almost Friday, so I got no plan.
So I feel like everybody has become numb to the reality of what Trump represents, because now, like, things that in the past would have been a big deal, like, nobody even talks about them. So first, take a look at this. Trump endorsed in Texas for the primary race there, the U.S. Senate primary race there, the Republican primary.
I do want to real quick say, isn't it just unbelievable? Like, there's a scandals, sometimes multiple every day, where it's like it would have ended in administration, just one of them. Everybody would be screaming from the rooftops about how corrupt this president was for doing this. Like, say, that $1.776 billion fund of taxpayer dollars going to January 6th insurrectionists, for example. I would think that there'd be so many things, and like if the left did it, if Obama, Biden did it, holy can you imagine? Can you imagine Fox News and Newsmax? They'd be endlessly streaming it. They talked about him wearing a tan suit. So, you know, it is really, this is the fever dream that I speak of. It is unbelievable how much this guy does, and everybody's just like, oh, just another day in the ends and why. And all of his supporters are like, just Trump being Trump. It's like, y'all are not serious people. Honestly, I really despise it. But let's continue here.
Primary race. Ken Paxton, okay? Ken Paxton was impeached by his own party for bribery and corruption.
Impeached.
He said the Uvalde school shooting was God's plan, the murder of all of those babies.
Don't even need, no commentary needed.
And he gave a child sex abuser only a 60-day jail sentence. 60-day. I couldn't make up this guy being any more evil than he actually is. This guy's like a fucking comic book villain. Okay? Okay, first of all, you know who saved his ass when he was caught red-handed for bribery and corruption? Texas Republicans threw his ass under the bus because he was so comically corrupt and took bribes and was just a loathsome son of a bitch. Texas Republicans. And it was Trump who basically called off the dogs and was like, nope, you're not allowed to go after him. He has my protection now. That's what happened. That's what happened. Okay? Going soft on pedos, quite literally, gave a child sex abuser a 60-day jail sentence. So Ken Paxton also, as I said, was impeached by his own party for corruption, paid $300,000 to settle his felony fraud charges, had multiple extramarital affairs, so one of these, like, you know, Texas family
What is up with that theme? What is up with that theme of the top politicians for the Republicans constantly, and they all claim to be Christians, constantly cheating on all their wives? It's really interesting. And the ones that aren't doing that are wearing fake balloon titties, such as Kristi Noem's husband, or getting caught in a Hitler chat, such as the young Republicans, some of them who were almost 40 years old, who J.D. Vance just said they were kids. Or the North Carolina, I can't even remember the guy's name, Mark Robinson, who ran for governor, got like 40-something% of the vote. How did he get 40% of the vote? He would go check into a video store, bring in a pizza. This is all multiple reports saying this. And he actually did come out and apologize later. So it's like, yeah, okay, this happened. Where he would go watch trans porn and claim to be a black Nazi. And, you know, say that Martin Luther King Jr. was evil. And, you know, like I said, a black Nazi. That's where he's self-proclaimed to be. Like, these guys, and claim to be a Christian. That's you know, it's the icing on the cake. It's unreal. It's unreal. And, like, where is this happening on the left? Where is this happening? The closest thing you can get is, like, drag queens who profess who they are. They tell you that I'm a drag queen. This is what I do. I do it, you know, I do it in my own spare time. I'm a consenting adult. The people that come and watch me want to come and watch me. And, you know, some of it is provocative and some of it's not. Like, I've got a friend who also thinks it's all sexual. It's like, it's literally not. You've never been to a drag show. So, I just, it's absolutely unreal. This is just the common theme. Let's continue.
values, Christian conservative Republicans, man, I'm all about them family values. Apparently getting his D wet all over town. He contested the 2020 election, more on that in a minute, because it gets darker than that, okay? He was sued for firing whistleblowers. He's under investigation for mortgage fraud. So yet another way in which he's a total criminal, and he randomly was stealing shit like a $1,000 pen from a lawyer. But I saved the juiciest thing, in my opinion, for the end here. This guy admitted in a very direct and upfront and straightforward way that he personally stole Texas during the election for Donald Trump over Joe Biden. I'm not kidding. That sounds fake. You're going to hear it right out of his mouth. Listen to this.
And that's why we fought off these 12 lawsuits. We had them in Houston, we had them in San Antonio, we had them in Austin, we had them in the counties where you'd have the most liberal judges. And it was a concerted effort nationally with lots of money going into it. And just knowing that we had 12 lawsuits that we had to win. And if we had lost one of them, like if we lost Harris County, Trump won by 620,000 votes in Texas. Harris County mail-in ballots that they wanted to send out were 2.5 million. Those were all illegal, and we were able to stop every one of them. Had we not done that, we would have been in a very...
I looked into this. He claims that they were illegal. They weren't. They were applications sent to eligible voters. They just make crap up all the time, 24/7, 365. That's all they ever do is lie. Just you fact check them and they fall apart. That's why J.D. Vance got upset. You weren't supposed to fact check me in the vice presidential debate. It's all these people do is survive and thrive on lies. They're eating the cats, they're eating the dogs. And then J.D. Vance is like, if I have to make up stories of my constituents in order to get people's eyes on this, to make the media pay attention, it's like, make up stories. That crash out on a routine basis, dude. I don't know, like, if you're a Republican, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? You don't stand for truth. You clearly don't stand for morals. Like, what are you doing? It's a my team versus your team. Your dad was Republican? Is that why you're a Republican? Is it like your football team? Just because your parents are, my dad was a Dallas Cowboys fan, so I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan. What are you doing? Do you think for yourself? Are you an independent thinker? Do you have... just whatever. Let's keep going.
Very same situation. We would have been on election night. I was watching election night, and I knew when I saw what was happening in these other states that would have been Texas. We would have been in the same boat. We would have been one of those battleground states that they were counting votes in Harris County for 3 days, and Donald Trump would have lost the election.
So do you understand what he said there? It's crazy to me that more people don't play this clip. It is a crime that this isn't played every time Ken Paxton's name is mentioned.
Yeah. How does this stuff never make the news? How? It's unreal, the stuff that happens every single day, and it's just out, like, the mask is off, they don't care. Republicans know they can do whatever they want because their voters don't punish them. Their voters are literally so anti-Democrat, so uneducated. I just made a video talking about how Thomas Massey lost because of an AI ad about him having a threesome with AOC and Ilhan Omar. What are we doing? What is this? This is the dumbest timeline. Let's keep going.
But this guy quite literally and directly admitted here that if I didn't intervene as the attorney general in Texas at the time, that's what he was, then Biden would have won in Texas, is what he's saying. He's saying, I personally sued in 12 different cases and blocked the counting of 2.5 million mail-in ballots. And as you all know, when it comes to mail-in ballots, the typical rule of thumb is Democrats won those overwhelmingly, especially during COVID, which, that was happening at the time, because they're more health conscious. They want to stay home. They want to vote by mail, do the social distancing, stay safer, right? Whereas Republicans are more likely to let it rip and vote on the day of. So the day of votes were counted. Trump was up there. Bro, he's saying here Biden won, and I blocked 2.5 million mail-in votes from being counted, and because of that, that's the only reason Trump won.
Point of clarification here, and Kyle may be right. From what I understand, though, the 2.5 million was applications to vote, and he blocked that, and some of the people voted anyways, just because it didn't shut down their vote. But Paxton only mentioned Harris County here. He actually did this all across the state. So there are who knows how many voters that would have voted had it just been, oh yeah, in the mail, oh yeah, easy, yeah. I wasn't really thinking about voting, but it's right here in my hands, and I'm a registered voter. I'm an eligible voter. That's who these applications were going to. Yeah, I'll go ahead and vote. And as he points out here, those who do it by mail are overwhelmingly Democrat. So it's like, yeah, absolutely. Like, there's a legit chance this could have swayed the election. And regardless, it's always the same game with these guys. They have to cheat. They always cheat, and they're going to cheat. I don't have any confidence in these midterms coming up. I get more nervous now by the day. It's like some big doctor's appointment that's coming up. Like, it's each day you get closer, you're like, and you would think it'd be the opposite. I can't wait to blue tsunami these guys out. I don't have any faith in our elections right now. And I'm the one who I haven't rejected 2020. I didn't reject 2016. I didn't reject 2024. But the whole game for them is lies and projection and gaslighting. So, like, when Trump's spending his whole eternal life, seemingly, it feels like, talking about the Democrats stole 2020, that's all they do is steal elections, it makes me think, great, that's what he's going to do. He literally lies all the time and projects. What he's doing whenever he's saying that is, I'm going to steal the election. So it legit worries me.
Bragging about stealing the Texas election for Donald Trump in 2020. He's literally bragging about that. By the way, now you might wonder, hey, did Trump endorse him? Well, there's one of the reasons. Now, to be fair, John Cornyn also slurps Trump from the back. There's no doubt about that. And that's the guy who he endorsed against. But, like, I don't know. This seems like a big deal to me because this is a guy who's willing to do fucking anything for you, dog. This is a guy who's willing to commit all sorts of crimes for you. This is a guy who's got no bones to pick whatsoever with your corruption. He's probably giving you a piece of the action, bro. He probably's like, hey, dog, I'll give you an extra 5% if you vote for me in terms of kicking it up to the big guy, if you know what I'm saying, in a mob-style organization type shit. I have no doubt something like that's going on with him. This is out of this world, man. And like I said, we've all just become numb to what this man is and what he does and how out of his mind he is, man. I mean, this is literally like, outside of Trump is the most corrupt man ever in this country's history, okay? This guy might be number 2. And he's also a pedo-protecting election rigger and, probably 70,000 other negative things that we don't
A pedo-protecting election rigger. That's literally also Donald Trump.
Even know the half of yet. But when you're so corrupt that even Texas Republicans are like, hey, dog, you got to reel it in. Oh, my word. Like, it doesn't get any darker than that. It's kind of crazy because, like, the further left you go on the political spectrum, the more it's like, the better the person is. Like, oh, they're fighting really hard for universal health care and ending the wars and free college and a higher minimum wage. But the further right you go on the political spectrum, the more you get to pedo-protecting election riggers who are insanely corrupt and are literal criminals. That's just how it works. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and...
Yeah, and I mean, I'm serious. I'm going to piggyback right off of that. You may think, oh, no, that's just too simplistic or clearly partisan. Who is the Greta, is her name Greta Thunberg? Who is that on the right? Like, where are these figures that, like this the aid flotillas that have gone to Cuba and Gaza? Where are the right-wingers on that? It's like predominantly left-wing people. And every single time the right wing is like, oh, you want to go help Cuba, you want to go help the regime, and it's like, you have to lie. You have to always constantly lie. Hassan Piker and everybody, all those leftists that went, didn't go to give the government like supplies. They went to go give people that were in hospitals and homes without power, babies on ventilators. They went to go help them. And then you got Nick Shirley going there. Did Nick Shirley go there to feed the people? Hell no. He went there for another pretext, just like he did with Minnesota, to be like, look at all the fraud here. So it's more pretext for an invasion, for an attack. So it's just manufactured propaganda, manufactured consent. So sometimes it really is simple. Like, I don't like both sidesism. I think it's completely just, it's not intellectually honest at all. I've said this before, politics is a man-made thing. Truth is not. Truth is truth. Truth is what it is. It's like science. It's like facts. It just is. And regardless of which way the parties move, they can move all over the place. They can move around. The truth doesn't. The truth doesn't go all flip-floppy, oh, one day it's this and one day it's... No, it's not. Of course, there's nuance, there's issues, there's context, but like the underlying truth and morality doesn't shift with politics. And so this whole, right down the middle of both is the truth. Always. Like, right down the middle. And then, the whole both sides is, no, it's bullcrap. It's absolute bullcrap. So... I rail into this stuff. I go hard on it. I'm obviously fixated on it. I'm in Oklahoma. It's very unpopular. I've lost like friends. I've lost a lot of my followers and friends on social media as well. People don't like my politics. I don't do it because it's fun. I don't do it to be popular. I don't do it to be cool. I do it because I'm reacting to the world around me. And I'm driven by a sense of justice and morality. And I'm far from perfect. I got a lot of baggage myself, man. It's called being a freaking human. And I don't know a lot about things, but if I want to do something, I want to leave some positivity in this place, this earth. I want to help people. That's why I'm into this thing. And I just look at the right wing and I'm just like, it is unbelievable what I'm watching. Like I said, total fever dream. So, really bumpy video. Wouldn't call that one very smooth at all. But hey, I needed to get my first one out here where it's like a reacting video. So I appreciate you watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. Again, I always forget to mention that at the beginning of the video. I know that would help. But I'm seeing the subscriber count tick up a little bit. Still, like, unbelievably small channel, of course. You got to start somewhere, though. And I want to do it organically. I don't care how much time it takes. So I really appreciate the community that's, the very, very tiny community that, maybe growing a little bit. So until next time, I appreciate y'all, and I love y'all. Odd one out.